What's going on, guys? So it's Kurt. Welcome to Skidworks channel. Today I just want to talk about some new parts that I'm throwing on the BMW this winter. I'm super excited. I got a whole bunch of cool stuff. I've had a lot of help getting all this stuff ordered in. Essentially gonna get this car ready. Hopefully I can do some Pro-Am next season. That's my main goal. Maybe not next season. Might do one more year, just kind of like learning, but I feel like the car will be ready when I am. So we'll start off. I went with OMP WRC-R Seat, which I'm super hyped about. These things are baller. They're like a mesh. All the pads kind of like peel out so you can like clean everything good. Like the rear pad and everything. Like all this stuff comes out. But I got a super good deal on these. They're kind of like open box seats. This one has a few, like, you can't even hardly tell, but there are a few scuffs on this seat, which isn't a big deal to me. It's just gonna be used anyway, so whatever. Yeah, so with those seats, I wanted to get some baller ass seat brackets. I went with some VAC Motorsports, like their modular brackets. These brackets are super tight because everything about them, well, I mean, they look baller as hell to begin with, like one big piece of billet. But yeah, they're modular. So this is their anti-submarine mounting bar. This bar just bolts across this and the side rail, which is right there. Bolts across, super easy. You can run a 5-point or a 6-point off these two mounts here. And then I got their side brackets too. So this will be super easy. These just click in and everything just bolts onto this with 8x125 bolts. Seats and everything will go on there. But yeah, super slick setup, works really well from what I can tell. Everyone loves them online. I was even reading that super tall people fit in them, so I'm gonna give that a shot since I'm 6'6" and I'm a big boy. We'll see what happens. But yeah, next, let's talk some wires. So for this car, I decided just to rewire the whole chassis. Main reason for doing that is because thinning out the BMW harness is really tedious and it's just easier to start from scratch. For 149 bucks, Speedway Motors sells a 12 circuit harness kit, which I've seen them like cheaper some places. This kit I like because it came with flasher relays, came with like everything you need to like bare bones chassis wiring, essentially. It even has its own like fuse box and everything. All the wires are individually labeled. I don't even know if you can see it. Focus. But yeah, I don't know. It says all the wires and what they do, like brake light, tail light, everything's long. There's plenty of spare wiring to use everywhere. Yeah. I just wanted to start from scratch, have a clean harness. I'm hopefully gonna like learn how to do some like nice looming, and I want to get P clamps on the whole chassis, have this ran really clean. For switches, decided to try an ARC 8000. I went with a dash mount, which I've heard that these panels from time to time can start to like fatigue from vibration. So I didn't want to do the cage mount. That's where I originally wanted to put it. But decided to try a dash mount. I'll put that on like the center vent delete panel on the dash. Yeah, this will control. I'm gonna still have key on power for the fuel pump, ECU, stuff like that. I want on a key because I don't want anyone to like be able to drive the car away easily. So this will mostly be for like lights. I'm gonna put some like underglows probably on the car just for hot boy night drifting points. Yeah, super excited about this though. It's kind of an expensive unit, but I've heard they are pretty solid, so give that a shot. Next, this is one of my favorite parts about this project. Oil cooler and Accusump. So, I was nervous, to say the least, the entire season, because I have been running a stock F-body baffled oil pan in my car, which can be kind of sketchy to some people. it was definitely sketchy to me because I have a built motor. I want a little bit of security, so I went with an Accusump. I did a 2-quart unit. So this thing is, man, I don't know, probably about 15 inches long, roughly. I did their electric billet valve. This valve is like baller as hell too. This is more expensive than the actual Accusump tank. But right here is a 1/4-inch MPT port. And they include a pressure sensor, which I have over here. But you put the pressure sensor in there. If your engine drops below 25 PSI, there's this piston inside this tube and an air charge on the back side here. So this air charge is at 25. It will overpower your engine pressure and push the oil into the journals. And then once it regains, it refills and, I mean, just continues to cycle. So this will be key on, so I can pre-lube the engine if needed, as well as just not think about it. It's just safe. So yeah, I went with a 230 mil 25 row Mokel oil cooler. This is a nice unit, kind of just standard run of the mill oil cooler. Earl's oil filter adapter fitting. So these have -10 outlets, a couple of 1/8-inch MPT ports for gauges. Oh, where it is, right there. It can be a gauge, it can be a turbo feed, whatever you want to run on that. These are just a couple fittings I got for it. I'm going to tee the Accusump into the oil cooler line rather than find its own journal, which I've heard certain things about, but I think it'll be okay. I didn't have any oil pressure issues last year. I just don't want to think about it anymore. So should be okay there. I'm excited to see what happens. And then next, heat wrap. Self-explanatory. I'm going to do the headers, ceramic coated black, and then heat wrapped, which I heard makes them like stupid cold. Not necessarily cold, but much cooler. The car is going to be gutted this year, and that thing is going to be super miserable in the summer. So I'm excited to try that out. But yeah, PTP gave me a good deal on that. Check them out. PTP turbo blankets. I got some of their stainless locking ties too. Yeah. Anyway, so for the rest of this video, I am jumping into dashboard flocking. I went with a Flockit dash flocking kit right here. Tube, glue, flock. No flocking like Kodak says, but you know, we got Flockit. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna work on this tomorrow. I gotta dig my dashboard out of my bin back in the shop. Get that thing down. From what I've read, you essentially prep it with acetone and set up some like plastic on the floor, probably over here. I don't know, I'll probably do it in here so I can like spread out a little bit. But these flocking fibers get everywhere, so you want to go get a mask. You have 15 minutes from the time you start applying glue to finish the process. So I am going to get cracking on that, I guess. That's next. This is this weekend's project. But car is at my boy's house. Should be getting painted within the next month and a half. I'll have it back, he says. So I'm super fucking stoked for that. Once it's back from paint, all this stuff, just get cracking on it. I have a goal. I want to make it to Drift Day in April at US Air. That's my main goal. Now I'm gonna paste it on the table. I'm not telling anybody the color. Okay, a few people know the color, but I'm not going to reveal the color until it's back from paint. I will tell you it's gonna be hot. I will tell you that some people are gonna be like, bro, why? Well, dog, paint your own car and you do whatever you want, but it'll be hot. I will say there's gonna be gold flake in one aspect of it, but that's all the hints I'm giving away. Anyway, let's jump into dash flocking. We gotta make a run to Menards, and yeah, catch you guys shortly. What's up, guys? Next day at MAP. I'm going to get this dash all prepped to do the flocking kit. I read online, you just wipe it down with some acetone and it'll work good. So I'm gonna do that and then get it prepped up to apply the glue. Alrighty, that's all done. Next, go get this thing flocked, I guess. Alright, so dashboard is all wiped down with acetone. We set up I guess just a good painting booth station. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. Now I'm gonna set this up on a tripod. We went to Menards, got all this stuff, the brushes and rollers and things, and respirators.
Fuck it.
Fuck! But yeah, we're gonna get this set up on a tripod, and I'm gonna time lapse this process. So, cool. That's quantity one flocked boy. And one mess boy. Hell yeah. Tight, so that's drying. I'm gonna let that sit overnight and check it out tomorrow, see how it turned out. I have a feeling it's gonna look rad because it looks rad now. And it ain't even dried yet, so bam. Pictures don't really do like this stuff justice. Like, it looks super tight. That makes an incredible mess. And I have enough left over that we can do another dash with it. I think we're gonna do Matt's vet. What's going on, guys? Day 3 of this project. Boom. There it is, and I'm hyped. We should focus a little better. Focus. The texture on this stuff is cool as shit. There's definitely some things I would have done differently. I was reading online that you can thin it and put it in a gun. I think spraying the glue would have been a little easier. Like, this spot is a little untouched. There's a few shiny spots around, but for the most part, it looks pretty damn good. I'm gonna go blow the excess fibers off with an air gun. But yeah, you can kind of see like the few spots that are missed right here. But that's okay, most of that shit's hidden by the cage anyhow. Cool, hell yeah. Anyway, I think that's gonna be it for this video. There's a ton of how-tos on this whole dash flocking process online. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully have some updates with the paint shop soon. So, bye.